train people.
There you go.
Yeah.
He is the coach, right?
Yeah. So no, I haven't never been asked to train. I mean, if anything, just the corporate ladder, they wouldn't be like, hey, Petey, you want to train? It's like, no, like, let's start off in the top, the people that want the money, and maybe want to do it, and maybe we'll get down to you. So.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Good question. Fair enough.
So. But, yeah.
What do you think of the booking direction changing from just Dusty Rhodes as the central figure to the whole team aspect?
I mean, I think it's great. I mean, 5 minds or 4 minds? 4 minds? 5 minds.
4 or 5, something.
There's 5 minds. 5 minds are better than 1.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I think it's great. I mean, some people aren't happy. A lot of people more are happy. I remember when that first booking day, it was just like it's the most fun I had at TNA since I first started. Or when I was doing, actually, the most fun I had at TNA was when I was doing my program with AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm.
We had a great built-up feud.
Yeah, you did.
And then, I was still having fun after that, but then after that, it just became hell. I'm like, I had I mean, that's fine, I had no storyline, but TNA invested a lot of money into me, building me up, and then just, killing me off. I'm like, that's just bad business on your
They did that with a lot of people.
Yeah, they did.
But now I think they're going in the right direction. A lot of people are more happy, and it's just a better locker room atmosphere now. You can tell, backstage, people want to work harder and stuff like that.
It's definitely showing. If you watch the internet show at TNAWrestling.com, I mean, over 100,000 downloads last week.
Yeah.
So
I mean, people are watching. You know what I mean? And
definitely.
I mean,
do you think it's also been due to the kind of the exodus of the veterans, Randy Savage and Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, all of them leaving and having the younger guys? Sean Waltman's still there to a point, but a lot of the older veteran guys are
like DDP.
Yeah, DDP, all them are gone, and they're Raven's still there, but the main people there is the TNA core people, the people that have been there from the beginning. Do you think that's having anything to do with it?
Those are the people that are going to be put their blood and sweat into the company. I don't expect Macho Man to have Ricky Steamboat WrestleMania 3 match.
Right.
It's just not going to happen.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? He's already made a name for himself. He wants money. Nothing against Macho Man. He's great, but
right.
I just mean
Snap into a Slim Jim, brother.
Well, you know what? The thing about Randy Savage, before you, sorry to interrupt you, the thing in Florida pissed me off when we met in December, where he had that little run-in at the end of the match, and he got the pinfall over Jarrett. I mean, we're sitting there watching, okay, where the hell's Savage? And he comes out within 2 minutes, wins the match. We're like, wow, we paid for that.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
We didn't actually.
That's TNA, that.
I don't know. I mean, Savage, he's getting old now. I mean, he can't do much in the ring. I mean, some people, when they get past their prime, Dynamite Kid can't do anything in the ring, in a wheelchair. I mean, some people just can't wrestle anymore. And I mean, it's sad. I mean, maybe he should have gave up when, but it was awesome meeting him, and just for him cutting the promo, and I was like, man, I grew up watching you. I don't expect him 15 years ago from when I watched him for him to go out there and have a 5-star match. He's just name valued now.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So.
What'd you think about the whole rumor mill churning for months and months about Hogan showing up at TNA?
Back when we first started.
When you first started doing the monthly pay-per-views.
Yeah.
And then Savage was there, and then the big rumors Hogan was coming next, and they were going to sell everything.
I mean, when Hogan was doing the promo with Jarrett too.
Yeah, the thing.
I wasn't in the company at that time, so
okay.
I don't know. I think maybe they were talking and then they didn't. Hogan was backstage at Victory Road.
Right. He was. We were.
And I think I know him and Randy Savage have heat with each other.
Yeah. Well, we know he showed up at Victory Road, and they, I guess, tried to talk or whatever. And he was also backstage at Turning Point, the one we went to.
Who's that?
Hogan.
No, he wasn't. Did you see him?
Somebody lied to me.
I didn't see him at no Turning
What
Point.
did Jimmy tell you?
It wasn't just Jimmy. A lot of people were saying they saw him backstage. Somebody lied to me. Jimmy Hart.
Oh, maybe
wow,
he was.
Up.
I didn't see him, because when I saw him backstage, it's the sound stage, and then we have our trailer where we change, and then we walk in there, and he was standing right there.
Oh, okay.
Talking to Piper and stuff like that.
Right.
So maybe he was at Turning Point, but I was up in that area, unless he was just in the offices.
Or back in the trailers or something back there.
Yeah, maybe somewhere else. I just didn't see him at Turning Point.
But anyway, we know he was at Victory Road because that was all over the internet and everything.
Yeah, he was right there talking. Yeah. It was just great seeing him, Pug Roddy Piper, who you've never seen that because if you read Piper's book and stuff like
he
that,
hates Hogan's
they-
guns.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this is great, you know. and
Well,
they're smiling.
it was really cool for Lee and I to see them at the Hall of Fame
Right.
getting along because, you know,
Yeah.
like, you've heard the same thing you've heard. You know, they hate each other's guts. But,
Yeah.
you know, at one point, people were chanting Macho Man at Hogan during the Hall of Fame, and he was like, oh, yeah. And he was all, like, about it. So, you know, there's still heat there.
We all got
you know.
a big
Yeah.
kick out of that, though.
I did. I thought it was stupid, personally, but that's just... But that's because I'm a Hogan mark, right, fans? I'm a big Hogan mark, right?
We know that.
Well, Aaron cried when he came out.
At WrestleMania?
No, at Raw.
At Raw, he cried?
Yeah.
Wow.
What a fag.
I wasn't even crying.
That's twice,
was I-
Aaron.
I wasn't even
No,
crying,
we
was
weren't
I?
that bad. No.
No, I was just down right in front taking pictures. I
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
crying
all,
or anything.
you know.
I
You're
was
trying to touch JBL. What are you talking about?
What? Hey, I made TV because of JBL. I like
Yeah,
JBL.
because you tried reaching out. Hey, JBL.
I had my
want to give
sign
you
in
a
my hand.
massage.
I had my sign in my hand. What are you talking about?
Oh,
I'm not
God.
messing with JBL. Did you see what he did the Blue Meanie? I'm not messing with Bradshaw.
Speaking of that, what did you think of that whole fiasco in ECW at the One Night Stand show with JBL and the Blue Meanie?
I didn't get to see the pay-per-view. I was... What the hell was I doing? Something.
Not watching the pay-per-view. For one
Watching
thing.
Yeah, I didn't get to see it, but I heard about it. You know, you just saw what happened on SmackDown. Blue Meanie came back, and you know, it wasn't a work, but I'm sure they're, you know,
Oh, we can make money off this.
exactly. So
You know, I found funny, they did an interview with Stevie Richards on WWE.com that night or the night after, whatever it was, and he said point blank, I don't give a shit if they fire me, because that was Meanie's receipt when I laid JBL up over the chair. I don't care if they fire me now. So, you know.
it wasn't even like he hit him straight on. Like,
Well,
it wasn't
but-
even a bad chair shot.
Well,
And
if
it
you
caught
look,
the top of
there's
his
an
head, yeah.
interview on, there's a bonus video on WWE's
Well, I mean, Blue
website.
Meanie made up with JBL before the match.
Right, but there's a video on WWE.com, an exclusive video. JBL's whole head, like the whole top of his head, was just bright red with blood. He was messed
Yeah,
up.
you can see it coming down.
So it was he got him pretty
Well,
good.
I'm sure he expected it.
Well, of course he did, but you know Stevie's all going. I'm expecting my receipt now because JBL's a big bully. He's gonna kick my ass. I'm like, whatever. If he does, he does. You know, that's your, you know, you guys having the whole feud. So
Stevie got beat up by Chris Masters. That's
Stevie got
enough.
beat up by Chris Masters. That's right. I remember that. That was messed up. We're just going on and on about random shit as usual on this show. So, what do you think about the whole situation with Matt Hardy, and do you expect him to show up at TNA?
I expect him to show up somewhere, like
Okay.
either TNA or back on Raw. You know, maybe you'll see him at our next pay-per-view. You know, I think their contract expired yesterday or something.
Matt's is up
Matt's
on
is coming
Monday.
up Monday the 11th.
That's great. Our pay-per-view is until after that. So
There you go.
you know,
Well, the big rumor is he was going to show up as AJ's mystery opponent tonight, but we were thinking, no, coming up on Monday, so that's not going to happen. So.
are they out yet?
No, they're still doing the tag team title match right now.
So they haven't showed AJ's mystery opponent.
They haven't shown AJ's mystery opponent yet, so don't reveal it to us just yet. So.
Okay.
But anyway,
It's okay. Us smart people know who it is.
that's right. Okay.
Some people like to be surprised, though. So
Anyway, getting back to TNA, which is where Petey works.
I mean,
finally.
something we've been hearing. Rhino is actually going to be making his debut for the company pretty soon. I mean, what would you think about something like that?
Ryan was great. I've, you know, he's from Detroit. I've rolled around in the ring with him back remember when he hurt his neck?
Yeah.
And like first person he stepped in the ring with was me. Like, you know, we were just like rolling around, you know, taking it really easy.
Right.
And for your footage, Rhino pulled a rib on me there because we're wrestling around. Scott's watching, and he has me in a headlock, and he's like, take me back in a head scissors. And I did it, and he's like, Petey, what the fuck? Scott's like, Petey, what the fuck is next? And then Rhino's like, dude, I told him to do it, Scott. I'm just
Hey,
so,
Shannon Ballard,
that's
everybody.
No punches tonight.
No punches from the Ballards tonight. No.
That's for your little thing. Per rib. Rhino ribbed me. But Rhino, I mean, he's good friends with Scott. I mean, he's a great guy. I think it was a mistake when they let him go. I mean,
Heck yeah.
No, they really didn't do anything with him that they could have in WWE. I mean,
No.
look at this monster from ECW that they bring in. And
Look at everybody from ECW they've brought up. With the exception of the Dudley Boys, who have they really pushed to the stars?
RVD got pushed a little bit. but
RVD
now-
got pushed a little bit. Taz is an announcer. Tajiri's not getting, hasn't gotten a really, really big
Benoit.
push.
but they're all still really big names.
Benoit
for
came
the
from WCW, not directly from ECW. So, he was in WCW before he was in WWE.
Yeah.
So, I'm just talking about directly from ECW to WWE. None of those guys.
Dudleys.
Have done, except for the Dudleys. What are you arguing with me for? Damn it! Except for the Dudleys, none of the ECW guys
Lita.
have done shit. Lita was okay. I'll give you Lita. Okay,
I don't want her.
Nobody wants her at this point except WWE for some reason.
Yeah, but Rhino I think would be like great for TNA. I mean, he is like, I think he's awesome in the ring. You know what I mean? It's just like he can't do a pile driver on up north there, and that was like his finishing move.
Yeah. The gore used to be the setup.
Yep.
Like Tommy Dreamer too. He did that pile driver Rob Van Dam, man bounce up in the
Yeah.
air. And Tommy was mad at me because he's like, I said, hey Tommy, good to see you again. He's like, oh hey Petey, and he's like, I got heat with you, and I'm like, why? And he goes, because I used to have the coolest pile driver on TV, and now I don't.
I love that pile driver.
So-
I mean, I've heard a lot of people like knock it, but I love that pile driver. That's-
I said to him, I said, well, I'm sorry and thanks, I guess. I'm like,
I mean, it sucked because the same thing kind of happened to Justin Credible and Jerry Lynn up there too.
Yeah, the cradle pile
They
driver.
both scrambled
Yeah.
for like DDT changes to their pile drivers.
Well, after Austin got hurt, WWE freaked out.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah,
had to do
Kane and
something.
the Undertaker can still do them.
Well, yeah, but Kane and Undertaker are actually cradling them in their knees where they're supposed to be. So,
Yeah, whatever.
Owen Hart, God rest his soul, decides to drop Austin's head, 3 feet below his legs. So, whatever. Anyway,
Mistakes happen.
mistakes do happen. You're right.
There's
As the WWE says in their DVDs, don't
Try
try
this
this at home.
And I need to find a DVD player that'll skip that. I am so sick of watching that damn thing. I'm sorry. I watch it every time I watch a WWE DVD. Anyway,
You can't
Flea,
fast forward.
if there's one wrestler, active or non-active, alive or not living, I think you're kind of going towards this with the Dynamite Kid, but is there one wrestler that you always dreamed about getting into the ring with, or maybe even teaming up with?
I don't know. I guess I would like to step in the ring with like Bret Hart, but that's not possible now.
No.
Dynamite Kid would have been great. That's not possible now.
I guess it's kind of silly to say, non-active or not living, but it's someone that you.
Or even semi-active like a Hogan, growing up
Right.
watching Hogan. Or,
Yeah, with any of those big name guys would be great because, they don't have to do anything.
Exactly.
And like if I walked in with Hogan, I'd have to choke him for 5 minutes and then he would just, not take the foot power driver, maybe take a body slam on mine or something.
Yeah.
Then he'd fire up and finish me off,
Yeah.
If it was like with the Rock Bottom people, like it doesn't matter, these guys like have it made, that's the ultimate goal. That's what you want to do.
Exactly.
But it's great because whenever I set somebody up for the pile driver now, it gets that reaction, and it's very hard to get that on the indies.
We got down here about 3 times tonight. We're like,
Yeah.
just do it! It wasn't
And
happening.
that's what's great because if you watch all the guys that are really over and their finishes, people know about their finishes. I mean, that's what you want to go for.
So, how long have you been in the business now? Just to refresh my memory.
Like almost 4 years.
4 years.
Like,
Being in the business 4 years, you like came up after guys like working out like AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels,
Yeah.
all these guys. What's it like for you to have been working with all these big indie names that haven't made WWE but still they're known throughout the world?
It was great. I mean, just to be working with him, it was great. And then when I had that feud with AJ, I'm like, this is awesome. And then when they had me beat AJ, I'm like, this is like, nobody beats AJ.
Exactly.
I mean, maybe they'll beat AJ, but they'll get beat like right after by him. But I didn't. He's never pinned me on TNA, so I mean, I still hold that. I get away with that scot-free.
Have you faced him here, PWG?
No.
PWG's got to book that rematch.
I know. You book that.
TNA won't beat somebody's got it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's just great wrestling with these guys. Like, one of the first bigger names I ever wrestled was Jerry Lynn, and I was like, man, this is awesome. And now, what's awesome is I'd get nervous. I'm like, I gotta, tape this match. I gotta remember everything. I want this to be really good. And Jerry was probably just like, whatever. And what's great now is because I'll go to shows and I'll be the Jerry Lynn, and somebody else is that guy that I used to be. Mm-hmm. So I always try helping them out and really put on a good match with them because I remember, I wouldn't want people slacking off for me when I was working up,
Right.
So I just try to do the same thing for them.
Coming up after this coming pay-per-view, who do you want to work with right away after the pay-per-view that you're working this coming weekend?
Well, if I beat Chris Daniels, I'll honor him with a rematch. That's no problem.
There
And
you go.
depending if we have a good match or not. If we don't, then I don't want to.
Good match
No
or
more.
not.
No more. Come on now.
I actually, I don't know. Maybe one day you'll see me break away from Team Canada. Do some stuff from there.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Maybe I'll go on my own. I don't
cool.
need them. Come on. They need me.
You always were the team captain, even though you had Scott D'Amore.
Yeah.
I thought you were
Scott's not even around anymore. so-
Exactly.
I mean, I'm calling the shots now. No, yeah, and then, if I beat Chris Daniels on him with a rematch, if he beats me, I'm going right back after the title. That's what I'm going to do. I'll go for the title.
Well, you had I think it's X Division history, so it'd be cool to see you
Yeah,
have it one more time.
Yeah. Me and Daniels have never wrestled in a singles match. Ever. So, I mean, this is going to be interesting.
Shoot, book it here. We want to see it live.
No, that's why
I don't want to fly to Florida.
That's why the booking team booked it, because they know that's never happened, so they want to be the first in TNA to have it.
Damn it, we should go to Florida this weekend.
Yep.
Yeah,
I don't have the money.
paying for us to do that?
I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted on
Okay,
that.
that'll be a no.
Anyway, moving on. Please help me.
World famous word association.
Oh, are you subject Petey to this mess?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
He got away easy the first time.
Well, that's because we're doing awards with everybody. It was a whole line of clusterfuck, pretty much.
Right. Let's start with the man who hit that
What are we doing?
hurricane run.
Well, let
what
me
are we
explain
doing?
to Petey before you do it.
What are we doing?
It's Mike's world famous word association.
Okay,
you don't have to do just one word. You can do a phrase. You can do a full paragraph, whatever you want to do.
See, everybody loves it. It's a hit.
I think they're cheering for the title match, but that's just my opinion.
Whatever.
Anyway.
Title match.
Tag team title match, but
Okay.
Let's start with Elix Skipper.
Walk the top of the cage.
crazy.
I just want to thank my family.
Yeah. I remember sitting up in the bleachers with Aaron and Val when he did that, and it was a collective gasp. I remember seeing Mike's face after he did it.
I was right there.
Mike was right at ringside, and his face was like for like 5 minutes.
I thought Daniels broke his back in that
I thought
match,
Daniels
too.
was dead in that match after he took the fall, because like he walked and it was either way, a split second he was going off that cage the other way. So it was pretty crazy.
No, I know. He risked death there.
Yes, he did.
You'll never see me do that in the wrestling ring.
And then he went to Fridays and got drunk and came on our show, and it was a blast.
He wasn't drunk.
I talked for him on the show.
Right. Yes, he was awesome with Daniels. I saw Daniels walking by and I got distracted. I'm sorry with prime time on the show. It was fun. Anyway, next.
Yeah, how about
Speaking of which, why not Christopher Daniels?
Your opponent this coming weekend?
I'm busy right now.
Yeah,
Deserve the time.
got it.
Scott D'Amore.
Like a father to me.
Lance Storm.
Great wrestler. Didn't get the big payoff.
I'm trying to think of somebody else. Let's just go with Bret Hart. You mentioned him earlier.
Best there is. Best there was.
How did I know he was gonna do that?
I don't know. Just like a great Canadian legend, whether it be wrestling or just like a name. Like,
All right, now you being from Canada, me being a big hockey fan, I gotta ask this one: Wayne Gretzky.
yeah, I mean,
Just be a dork.
It's so weird because they name themselves like accordingly. Like he is the great one. That's how I think of it. Like he's the great one. You know what I mean? Like
I was so happy when he came to LA in '88. I was because I was a big mark for Marcel Dion, but when Gretzky came out with it for me, I was like, oh my god.
I wasn't a big fan when he left Edmonton. Well, when he left Edmonton, they had an awesome team. So.
Yeah, Edmonton was a great team throughout the entire 1980s. They were awesome.
But remember one thing, Oilers still won the cup without him. Wayne
Yeah,
Gretzky
but
didn't win the
the
cup
very-
afterwards.
That's true. He did not. Oh wait, didn't he? No, he
No.
didn't with New York. That's right, he didn't. Well, he went from us to St. Louis, which was a guaranteed
Hockey,
no
I'm
cup there.
stepping out.
Yeah, it was a guaranteed no cup going to St. Louis, but
Yeah, he didn't win another cup. No.
What's that?
He didn't win another cup. That's
He didn't
right,
win
yeah.
another cup, and he retired. I was supposed to be there, but anyway. Mike, take us back to wrestling. I'm sorry to go off on the tangent, but I had to.
All right, I got a couple more. Let's stick with the Hart family. Let's go with Teddy Hart.
Whatever, man. I don't know.
Funny interview, I know that much. I've seen the street interviews.
Yeah, I mean, he's out of his mind. I mean,
You still gotta love him.
yeah, I mean, you gotta love him, but he's out of his mind. I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
Oh my God. Samoa Joe.
Pinky chain.
No. That was on our show, not TNA.
Oh.
No. Don't ask.
I mean, great guy. He has new tag champs.
New tag champs. They didn't lose their masks. Congratulations, AXP. We'll have them on the show hopefully soon. If they'll
Shit,
talk
we're
to
supposed to work the tag champs tomorrow.
No, maybe you will now. Maybe work AXP tomorrow. Anyway, moving on.
Wait, what was it? Who'd you just say?
Samoa Joe.
Oh yeah. Great guy. I mean, he has the indie fans like in the palm of his hand, you know. So
He started out right here in Southern California.
Yes, he did. All right, and the last one. You want me to do it? You want to do it?
How about
I'll do it.
How about I do it? I
you're
hope
still-
we're reading minds. I'm kind of being the quiet one around here. I think I'm trying to read your minds. Petey Williams.
not a one-move wonder.
Yeah, they were chanting that was messed up tonight. I thought that was bullshit, but whatever. Anyway, anything else you want to say about yourself?
Well, you
or-
wouldn't be the longest reigning X Division champion if you just had one move.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be X Division champion next time we see him on pay-per-view.
Yep.
So thank you very much, Petey. We know you're a busy man. And
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Happy belated Canada Day. by
Oh,
the way.
thanks.
Yes, happy belated Canada.
We
4th of
love
July, right?
the neighbors to the north here on XMV.
Thank you very much, Petey.
Thank you.
Before you take off, can we get a quick promo for you for the show?
Okay.
It's just mention who you are. You're watching XMV.
You get good stuff.
Yeah, just roll it. I missed the milk.
XMV on what?
NoDQ.com.
That was fun.
Oh,
Do you ever like get just normal people off the street just asking, do you ever look like somebody? Do you remind them of somebody else, like another celebrity or something like that?
No, well, actually, this one time, I'm sure you know who Spanky is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're at, I want you to be able to hear this.
I had to ask you this because you said that. I was like, oh, okay,
I don't know, Spanky, one time, I guess I was smiling and joking around with him, and he just pointed at me and he goes, "You look like the MILF Hunter." And I'm like, that MILF Hunter guy that's on MILFHunter.com, he's on that porn site, so, you know. And it's funny because, like, you know, if I look like you know, like, if I guess that's what he does. He has shorter hair now, and he's kind of receding hairlines. I guess I got my hair back, so it's kind of good, but he has, like, the same type of goatee. He's older than me. Hunts MILFs, and, I mean, it's funny because, you know, nobody talks about porn on the internet, you know, in public, but, you know, half the people I ask are like, yeah, I've seen him. Oh, yeah. And they're always like, yeah, you think I look like a MILF Hunter? And they're like, you know, and they're always doing that type of thing. So, yeah, MILF Hunter. I hope he sees this.
Cool, thank you.